Yeah, I'm getting a little bit wide over here too, but I shade it all the time, so it doesn't never show up. Yeah. All right. Hmm? All right. Yeah, we're live. We're live now. We're gonna, yeah. We're gonna run to the Roundtable podcast. Um, I'm Mr. Dolphin. I stream on Twitch, won the first SOTF tournament, and I've been doing this for a couple years now. A lot of us have been playing Ark for almost 8 years, right? Has anyone not played? Who here has played since launch? Can't hear them. All right. All right. I think
And then
having some
awkward
audio
silence.
Can you guys hear everything?
I was just reading chat. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I
I
was
was
reading
reading.
now.
I was looking at Dolphin chat too. But no, are you gonna do PvP come?
I
The
really,
ASA?
I really am entertaining it. I learned I had a little stint on Atlas and realized the repercussions of that. They catch up with you
yeah,
eventually,
terrible. Yeah,
and then find you, and then what? So yeah, my heart goes out to PvP content creators. It's a hard job doing that, and and trying
but you
to
can at least
hide
do
where you are.
do it a little bit, and then still do all of your normal stuff too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So yeah,
And if
maybe,
you
hopefully,
can get
yeah.
into it, if you can get into a tribe and they know that you're just part time at least, so that your tribe has time to build up, your tribe has time to do those things, and you're not like I'm gonna stream day one, but
Yeah.
it's gonna be completely different. It's gonna be much harder for Shockist because I'm assuming you're going 6 man, yeah.
Yeah, that's the plan, anyways. But like honestly, for me, I'm planning on just staying away from the guys and letting them build up, and I'll just like be out a tribe payment, so I'm not like a
Yeah, doing
hindrance.
shit, yeah.
Yeah,
But I am slightly envious because Gen 2 came out and we did have a scrap, right? I was with you, Willie, right, for Gen 2 launch?
Yeah, we had a scrap.
Yeah, we had scrap. And it was
It was
fun.
just
We had
tech punching
aimbotters.
each other.
But but like I felt like Gen 2 6 mans, like fighting for that center and just the scrappiness and all the small fights and stuff are going to be much more fun early game come ASA,
Yeah.
where we're going to cap 2 different servers and it's going to be PvE after hour too.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be one mega tribe on 1x per server until it opens in 3 months, and then
Yeah.
and then
But you
then,
guys
then
get
it should
the-
get fun.
So Smalls is going to actually be way more fun because you're going to have that scrappiness. You're going to have all those fights. You may get wiped, but then in 2 days you'll be fine, right, or whatever else. And
Yeah, I mean, if your stone starter base gets blown up, it's whatever. But then you're gonna have to wipe everyone off the server, or whatever. It's gonna be really fun. Yeah, I'm excited for it for sure.
Are
Damn, I
any
just-
of you considering going Windows in the beginning because of the crossplay?
Yeah.
Because I am hard considering doing that, even though it wouldn't be on Steam. It won't matter 3 months later. In theory,
But-
there's two reasons. I'm a little worried that wildcard pulls a wild card and it never actually gets merged in for whatever reason.
Yeah.
That makes me a little nervous, and I don't want to. No offense to all the wonderful people who we fought and played with on Steam. I want some fresh blood, and I certainly want to find out how good these PlayStation and Xbox are. And I
That's
think
it.
I
Step
can't
up.
imagine not being there on day one on the beach on the raft, absolutely shredding these
Yeah.
console plebs with the PC plebs.
I mean, there is
I'm-
going to be Danichi, right, on Windows 10 now. So,
In theory, that's the other.
well, I mean,
thing,
there's
in
meant to
theory.
be. So that would be the only
Yeah.
reason for you not to play that, right? So,
Speaking of Attitude, do you guys think that it will actually be good? Because they didn't hint at anything. Because it's obviously better for like not people to know as little as possible for it. But what's your opinion on that?
hopeful.
I'm hopeful. Yeah. So here's the thing. Like Windows 10 is the one that has the most cheats because I think Windows
Right.
10 version does not have any cheat as far as I understand. So
It also
like,
has a lot of players, like a lot of players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did address that after. I don't know if you guys were listening or paying attention or had. If you guys know, I am Wild Dude. He posted all the after content, but Dolly and Jat were actually answering questions after.
Yeah, in the
After the
Discord, yeah.
crunch came out in Discord, and one of the questions was about how terrible Windows 10 is, and is it going to be the same experience this time? And they actually talked about it. It's a whole new thing. It's not. That was some legacy thing that they sort of just used because they didn't have a choice, and this is much different and whatever. So in theory, it'll be better. And they have said that it's going to be cross play anti cheat, which is interesting.
Yeah, that's
Well,
right. Yeah, with your one account.
During
crossing
that
over all.
conversation, did they talk about? Sorry to talk
It's
over.
all right, mate. Go on, go for it.
go for it.
Did they mention anything about an active enforcement?
they didn't, as far as I saw.
Didn't. So, yeah, right now I would have loved if they had like touched a little more enforcement because as much as I like the idea, hey, yeah, we'll enforce, but for me, there needs to be a boogeyman. There needs to be a face, right? Someone that everyone can look like Balor back in the day. Someone people can fear and be like, yeah, okay, maybe I don't want to aimbot this time around, and because Balor will show up and ban me. So that's my opinion on that.
But yeah, but back to it, what Willie was saying though, Steam's still going to get the updates first and foremost. So do you want to wait for those certifications, or do you want to get in early, anything that can get patched there and then? And more to the point, I still can't understand how they're going to be able to do that, patch all platforms all at once eventually. I find that mind-blowing.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be like Atlas. Like at the beginning, when Atlas first came out, it was only on Steam, right? So it was constantly getting patched every week, every day. And then when they did the crossplay with Xbox, then we were seeing patch once a month. So that's my only.
Can you never say that again, please? Stop saying things like it's going to be like Atlas. Holy crap! What is wrong with you, Dolphin?
That is the only thing I compare to.
But they did say that basically they're going to use the Steam like community to be changing things and testing things, and then everyone else is fucked until. So like, I know we've been talking about, or at least in GG they've been discussing, do we want to go where there's, cross, or do we want to go Steam? I don't know if it's been decided yet, but like Steam is the at least I consider the core, right? And then everything else is going to be that stuff's going to be added to or updated to Steam.
Yeah, but you also might not have the choice. Like, they might just be the majority of the servers might just be, hopefully everybody can just join most of the servers. I know they did say that there's going to be some console servers that PC can't touch or join or whatever.
Yeah,
but we might not have the choice on PC. Like, it might just be as is,
Yeah. That is an important thing. Just in case you guys want to do this, I think it's important for us to say what the situation is. If one of you wants to do it, that's fine. If not, I'll do it. But all the options for you day one. Do you guys want to? Somebody want to go through that? Just
at least what they say currently, yeah.
Yeah. So the choices are Steam is basically by itself in the beginning. And did they say December? Is it December they said that they're going to try to merge it all together, or did they say?
Yeah, that's what they
December,
December, yeah.
So at launch, you've got Steam that'll be not crossplay and by itself. You have the Windows version, which is like an upgraded Windows 10 version, if any of you know that, plus console. So that'll be PlayStation and Xbox. Those will all be crossplay on day one. And then you'll have, for the week of heart, the ones who we're going to make fun of constantly are the PlayStation and Xbox only, who want to try to hide from all the amazing, PC players. They'll have their own two-sided crossplay as well. That's their three options for launch, correct? This is PvP only, by the way. We're not even really talking about PvE yet, but that's the PvP side. I would assume it's the same for PvE, though. If you play official PvE, it's probably the same situation, I would imagine.
Yeah. And that's the conversation in itself, about mouse over gamepad and, the advantages there and why they're doing it. I guess that's why. Right?
I have no idea why they're doing it in the first place. They're like,
I mean, it's going to be fun. Like crossplay is going to be fun to be able to fight
it's gonna be fun for
console
us.
and. I mean, you can't say that. I mean, like, yeah,
Well,
we think that, but I mean, we don't know that for certain.
You've got to wonder,
you're
are they
right.
do?
There's
Are
a
they
small
gonna-
percentage chance that PC players will join the Xbox tribe to teach them how to play the game and then attack people.
Well, it might be the opposite way around,
Well-
I would imagine.
You've got to wonder, are they going to do anything like COD, where console have got a bit of auto aim in compensation?
Fair enough.
Well,
Yeah.
and
Right?
now with your 100 move speed, it's going to be a lot easier to hit you with the controller.
be,
That's
yeah.
why they did it.
If it's going to be a 100 movement speed,
Yeah,
like,
we hope not.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think base is going to be increased, and they said they're going to be watching it
Has
and
to be.
modifying it. So I
Yeah.
can't find it. I messaged Doob because he might have it, but I swear I read something somewhere where Dolly referenced like increasing base to like 150. That don't
she said
quote me on it.
140. She said
140?
140.
Okay.
Yeah.
But still,
Well, that was just
140,
her opinion.
142.
just to be
But
clear.
that's what they're looking at, right?
Yeah.
So we're not
Yeah.
getting base this. We're getting new base, and that new
Yeah.
base is equivalent to 140, 150 ish.
Well,
I
to be clear,
love how
what-
this is like a random comment she made, like that we're somehow
Yes.
trying to reference like this, and it's the same way they announce small tribes, like they casually just
Yeah.
drop it in Salt Discord without like a community crunch or something like that. Like I just don't understand like how they can like talk this way about all these changes and how things are going to be different. And, I wish they would address it differently, not a casual conversation in a Salt Discord. Where I don't look at Salt Discord, so I've got no idea.
It wasn't salted. It was the
it
main.
was on the official
Ark
Discord.
Oh, it's the main one. Well,
But
I mean,
still,
that's
Yeah.
But still, like, I would have loved to see that on a crunch because not many people know.
Yeah.
Like, what,
Absolutely.
Like,
I mean, I
that-
just think they're not like the movement speed is not set in stone, so they don't want to release any info that is not like for sure going to be that exact thing.
Well, that is the big controversial piece, right? The movement speed.
Is it really though?
I-
I don't think it's
And
that controversial.
I see a
I
lot
do.
of
I think
people
it- I
for,
think
a lot of people against.
Yeah. I
It's
think
How-
a
how are you
big
feeling
talking
about that?
point right now. I'd
Yeah.
say it's one of the biggest talking points, and because there's not a lot of information, you can't level move, and then so and them not saying that they're also going to be upping it the base, right? If they would have said that
Yeah.
that you can't level move, but it's going to be a higher base than
They
what you're
didn't
used
say
to,
that either,
then it
just
wouldn't
to
have
be
been.
clear.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If they said that, it wouldn't be so controversial right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
right
I agree
now
with that,
they
yeah.
may not do that, right? Like that was a comment based on what Dolly would have rather seen than no base or than no leveling movement speed. She would rather see the base at 140, but that wasn't the message wasn't a reference to what they're actually going to do necessarily. So we are still currently sitting at 100 move speed. Normal. They haven't said anything. That was just her opinion on what she would have done, whatever. So hopefully that is correct, though. Hopefully you were right that that's what they do, because they did say they were doing that to dinos. That they're looking at dino stats that'll be adjusted, and not just move speed, probably, but some other things. So
What do you guys
hopefully
think
so.
about the 255 not being fixed for dino
Oof.
stats?
well,
On
well,
purpose.
let me touch back on movement speed before I also want
go
to
for
touch up. Yeah, so
I'm gonna
like the
grab a
movement
beer.
speed, originally would have preferred if they had done like more like a SOTF like movement speed nerf, where you get less points per level rather than just completely capping it. Because if let's assume they cap it at 100, that removes just choice. Like you're forced to be at 100. But if like they would have made it more like, hey, you get maybe 0.5, 0.2, whatever number, then that gives you more choice when it comes to like how you want to build, especially for like rocket running, C4 running, and things like that. Like 100 movement speed, you're not gonna rocket run anything. You're gonna have to use dinos that have movement speed, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
But then open
I
up
mean,
the possibility for other dinos to be used now.
But there's a great example right there, Sotif, that has a fixed movement speed. Yeah, it's probably a bit too fast for what they're probably going for, but it works.
I would have rather just them cap it somewhere, whatever number they think is more realistic. Because there's certainly a level where, I mean, it won't be nearly as bad. We're forgetting that towards the end, what was the max level at the end? 190 or some crazy.
205.
stuff? Jesus.
205.
Okay, so yeah,
Crazy.
so at 205 you have so many points to put in movement that you can have movement
Yeah.
plus.
Yeah,
all
it's
your other
it's absurd.
stats.
You should see how fast you go. I mean, most unofficial servers would cap the movement speed, right? You would probably cap around 180 is what I saw most do. But you could get up to 250%. It was actually disgustingly insane to even control.
Yeah, but now you won't really have. I mean, at least in the beginning, we won't have that. We wouldn't have had that kind of. You wouldn't want to put that many points into movement speed forever. Probably, at least in the beginning, because you're going to have way less total points available until more maps and more more things come out. But yeah, I think they should have capped it.
Addressing what you said with the movement speed, I would actually be quite happy with like 130 though, 140 movement speed, 100% movement speed, kind of puts me off a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, how are we going to outrun PvE? Because that's what we all do, right? And I know it's ridiculous to talk about, but Raptors are absolutely going to annihilate everybody. Like,
on top of that, you've got pathfinding now with these new dinos, right? They're going to have new ways of being able to punch you, and you won't be able to run them into a rock. So yeah, it's very interesting how they handle movement speed this time around.
We're still gonna break it. We'll still find a way to bug it, but 100%.
Yeah, sure. We'll stand on top of a rock.
Imagine being slower than the Bob on the RG. You're just dead now. Like, no nets at the beginning. You better have grapples, because you're not getting away from anybody.
They're bringing the bug on.
Right.
That's
that's a surprise. Yeah.
That's disappointing to me, because I don't like that at all. Like, that really puts me off, because it's a Griffin on crack. And we all know what Griffins on crack can do early game. They're stupidly broken.
I think it's just going to be meta.
And no nets, no shadow main. Like, it does take a week to grow, but those bugs are going to be the death of fun.
Does it actually take a week to grow? I didn't know that. That's interesting. I didn't. A week, you said.
And I have several videos. Yeah, and I have several videos of using the bug into, like, when I was fighting T. There was all the PvP that was just using the bug constantly back and forth.
All the time. You
can dive into 100 turrets, not take damage, just grab any dino, come back. Heal it.
And that's with shitty dinos too. People were saying, "Oh yeah, but you're not going to have like crazy dinos to give it good stats." Its base stats were insane to begin with. Like even if you had like a just average HP, if you pumped it in HP and it had resin on, it was a monster.
But yeah, I wish we could vote the bug out. I really wish we could vote the bug out, especially considering they're not adding tech dinos and leaving this insanely stupid dino that no one really knows how it works. Especially remember, you can pick up teleporters and transmitters and vaults filled with shit as well. Like, it's a lot I can do.
Yeah, maybe,
I agree.
Might be some duping involved with it if they're not.
Which
by now.
Even aesthetically, against every other dino that's going to be on that base map, it just doesn't quite fit. It just doesn't. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, there is no mutated dinos. There's no crazy science ones, right? While that bug is like one of those, let's mess with some DNA, while the things that are island are like prior to messing with it. So yeah, I think that's actually, that alone is a great talking point. Everything on island is prior to them going into going through the lore and messing with dino or with DNA. So it shouldn't be there. It can show up later in when you launch Extinction or Gen 1, then it pops up on island. Like it did, but it kind of is lore breaking.
And let's be honest, it's plainly obvious the devs are trying to replicate those old days of Ark, right, with what they're doing here, and that again, throwing in the Rhino Natha just doesn't suit that. Doesn't
make sense. Yeah, it doesn't make sense at all. And remember, like with these, everyone's going to be building these land bases, right? That's how it's going to be. And the biggest problem with land bases is people just sniping your dinos. Now there's a dino that can carry 2 people, and it's like, have you ever shot from the back of one of those things? It's like having a shadow stake on. It's very still, and it's so easy to shoot from the back off. So, and it can carry another player as well. So I'm just not excited to see that in there.
And he can shoot too.
Oh yeah, you can pick up a Stego as well. You'd be 3 people in this guy if you wanted.
Too, and Rexes and Basilisk, everything, bro.
Rack it up.
Oh my god.
In there.
I'm gonna have to aim botters from the Reno. Oh, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I wish they wouldn't have that thing in. And remember, I know you said it takes a week to grow on me, but when the servers come out, there's going to be the extra life event, and then a few days later, we're going to be getting the increased rates. So that might not be the case at all, depending on
They're
how our
gonna
extra
be-
life goes.
No matter what, there's going to be a plethora. If it exists, I'll be spending a lot of times sacrificing low-level dinos just to get an army, and
But
I'm
the
sure
Korean-
others will too.
The current experiences are based on these like heavily mutated versions, right? So like the ones initially
No, the
from
base
the
is amazing.
No, the base is strong. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not.
The base is
right.
insane, bro.
right.
Like that's because now they did say that they're changing the stat levels, right? Where we're keeping the 255 max, but each dinosaur or beast or whatever you want to call them is getting a pass on, from what I understand, how much they get per level. So like the Arthro could get to like 120k HP, right? Well,
Yeah.
that's because of how many levels and all the points and stuff. But it may not, the new Arthro may not be that, based on how many points they get per level up or whatever. And that's
Oh, right,
that'll be
yeah,
different.
yeah,
Yeah.
because that's what they said they were going to change, right?
Yeah. So that like how much they get per level is going to change, but it's still going to be up to 255.
So how do you guys feel? So how do you guys feel
Just
about
to-
that part of breeding? Like, because with that, I think they're trying. I think they might be trying to avoid having like really OP dinos with like ridiculous amount of HP and stats. So what do you guys thoughts on that? Like that breeding change in
I
general.
mean, balancing what we see now, right? Like they're taking a pass over everything. They're going to take a pass over of turrets and turret damage and armor scaling. I'm sure they've looked at everything. That's why, like, I'm excited for the game. I know Dolly again said like it's going to be rough waters at the beginning. It's kind of expected. Steam's going to be the guinea pig. There's going to be patch. The reason why they're not bringing out the Spiel crossplay is because they want to focus on patches. They want to focus on pumping out patches as quick as they can.
Yeah.
And based on us, the guinea
Oh,
pigs.
yeah, the guinea pigs, yeah, what they see, what we're all
And
complaining
then-
about.
And then send that off to everyone else.
Yeah.
Just to touch back on enforcement for a little bit, they did say that there's going to be a new program where you can, like, a bounty program where you can like report cheaters and get money for getting them banned. I think that's the only thing we have for enforcement so far. So that
Report cheaters
No, that's
Yeah.
or report
that's
bugs
reporting
and
the
shit.
cheats.
That bounty
Yeah,
reward
the
system,
bugs.
right?
yeah, it's a bounty report.
Yeah,
Yeah, they've had it for a
yeah.
while, and there's some people
Yeah, it's
that
been
made
going on for
10
years,
like
yeah.
plus 10 plus grand.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but
it is very,
what
very
he's
good. Not bad, I
saying though
guess.
is it's coming back in. But to touch on enforcement as well, I don't know if you guys have played much official Ark recently, but a few of my friends have, and I talked to them about the enforcement, and apparently the enforcement in the last few months has been insane, like 15-minute response times. So
Oh, wow,
I know
really?
things were really bad, but I think they upped it since it's going to be coming out.
Well,
so.
I think it's because no one was playing.
I was about
Yeah,
to
I mean,
was
it
gonna
could
say,
be that. It
maybe
could
that's
be
why.
that. I
Let's
mean, it
see if it's
literally
made-
could be that, but it could also be that they upped it because Ark
true,
ASA.
true.
So we don't actually know. Because I mean, there was people playing. Like I knew about 10 different tribes
I
at
see
least
you
still playing
going.
smalls, but yeah.
I've got
Yeah,
a larger
the,
enforcement team you're getting at. Yeah.
The reward system is actually just a trick to catch all the cheaters. You report the cheat, and then you're banned. That's actually the trick.
Ban.
Yeah, I'm gonna be cheating day one so I can get paid. I'm trying to get more money out of this.
I think I'll join you.
Yeah, I'll let you know. You let me know what you find. We'll share it.
So
Yeah.
what are you guys' thoughts on? As we're moving on the topic, what are you guys' thoughts on no cryopods in general? That's also another big topic people have been talking about lately.
We'll go down the list. We'll go down the list. You can start, Raz.
Yeah, I'm for it. Providing UE5 can handle it, and it's kind of on that basis because we know that's really why it was invented. It offered these advantages, but it really was offering less stress on servers and hardware. But if UE5 can provide this miracle advantage on being able to render in so many dinos at once, then yeah, great. Why not, right? And again, it's a nod to that time of old that we all seem to yearn and enjoy. Prior to cryopods, caves were certainly more adventurous to explore without them, and PvP was a whole new kettle of fish back before them as well. Definitely for them, yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
Hellbilly, do you want to go next?
Yeah, sure. I have. I think it's just two sides to the same coin. Willie, the guy who likes to spawn naked and try to kill as many things and people as possible, loves it so much he can hardly wait. Willie, the guy who likes to go to bed and not have all his babies dead the next morning, doesn't like it quite as much. But I think overall, I like that it's almost certainly forcing outside bases, at least for a little while.
Right,
until
yeah.
they put them back. I think it's going to
until
make
transmitter.
well, yes, but even then, you can't put away dinos at all. It's gonna be wild. Like
You
your
can upload
dinos
25 dinos and
Well,
then download them in the cave so that you have to move them manually.
Yeah, but I mean,
That's what we
even
did
your personal
back in the
dinos
day.
have to stay out
And
now.
teleporter too.
You
Yeah,
probably
that's
can't
like-
upload
I
anything
think.
initially. I don't
Teleporter's
think.
the one. But
We
man,
are transfers disabled initially as well.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
So you won't be able
at
to
all.
upload.
Oh, so only teleporter. I was hoping
Yeah.
to fucking at least unlock transporter to really get shit moving.
We talked about that too. Like, oh crap, we can't even upload. Like, there's no-
Yeah.
which is also fun because if somebody does try to go in a cave and you get past the entrance, well, they're in a lot of trouble then.
I
'Cause
mean,
there's
well,
no
so
going out to
transfers aren't
farm
open.
and-
Uploads may be available still though.
I
They
think so too.
haven't
I think
ever
they might
been
be.
before. You're not allowed to download.
I mean, there might be. We don't know, right? We don't know,
Yeah.
but they're most likely not going to be, I'd imagine. But like you said, teleport is still going to be there, so there'll still be ways, and there'll be that mini teleport, right? Because they're changing it.
That's the
But
thing
it's-
I'm one of like most excited for. Imagine once we're and it's cool doing the whole, like classic Ark. I look at it as like classic WoW, but 6 months, a year from now, when we want to do like a pop-up fob and we're just using a small shield, mini teleporter, and everyone just has a cryo in hand, you're gonna be able to do like a
Emotional
massive
damage.
Blitzcrank, right, with a small footprint. It's
Yeah.
gonna be very cool.
Yeah. No, you're right. I always thought the consensus with people building in caves was surrounding titans and mechs, but cryopods was, I guess, a big enough culprit for it. Take that away, and yeah, you'll find less people building in caves.
I mean, Titans
Yeah.
were the reason that I moved into a cave from my land base. We had to, like, you just had to. They were disgusting. I think that is actually what did it. Like, I know cryopods is another reason for sure. Definitely makes it easier and all the rest of it, but 100% was Titans, and not so much mechs, but Titans.
Titans were fun, man.
Were.
I'd spend
How
an
there was
hour
no
a day
land
taming them. We'd pick a server
Don't use the elevator
and
to
drop 3
sell
Titans
them.
daily.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then now there's no
so-
land bases because of that. Literally, like, killed every land base there was. And it's true, it actually
Yeah,
did. Like,
yeah.
because it's genuinely why, like, I think our land base on Scorched Earth on 6-man that lasted like a year and a half or whatever, survived 28 Titans. And after that, we were trying for months to get into an ice cave, and we did eventually. But yeah, sad times, but Titans, OP.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
we still have a long way to go until Titans. So
Oh, yeah.
for now,
Um,
fine.
But talking again from my point of view for the whole cryopod thing, I'm glad they're changing it, because before bases were so much cooler. Like, I know
Yeah.
there's the issue again with like dinos getting sniped and all the rest of it. This is just an Ark problem. Like, you need to go to bed, and when you wake up, are my dinos going to be alive? That is Ark.
Yeah.
That is what Ark is,
Daddy,
right?
chill.
So, like, having all the dinos out, everything just out for people to see, because you can't build on these locations. Like, all these base locations that people live in now, you wouldn't be able to really live in, like, without the cryopod thing. So, it's going to bring back those massive meat runs. It's going to bring back those massive outside cool-looking bases. And I like it. I think it's going to be awesome. And again, it's just going to be a nightmare for dinos getting sniped. I'm just not a fan of that. But it is what it is. Get rid of the bug.
Your high melee fucking dino gets sniped because you can't put it
Well,
anywhere.
Yeah, teleport into the
Should've-
cave, mate.
should've
Hey,
put
should
it
have
in
used
a
your brain.
box.
They should have teleported into the cave on there.
No, but I agree. Like I obviously was for cryopods just because we all love them. But for the classic island feel, I just keep referring it to like going and playing World of Warcraft Classic. You
Yeah, I
want
keep-
it to
yeah.
feel
Yeah.
like that original. And what's
Yeah.
more original than no cryopods? And it gives
Yeah.
us something to look forward to. because I'm fucking looking forward to get past Tab, get back into Extinction. You know, I'm waiting. I'm already waiting, so hoping that I can actually use the Strider radar properly and it not fuck up my allies. You know, so like I'm looking forward to each integration though. When we get into Scorch and now we've got whips. Oh, now we got flamies. Each meta,
Yeah.
we get to experience each meta, and it's gonna be different
That's
because there's a
exciting.
new dinosaur that's adding to the mix each time too.
Yeah, and it's all reborn within the new physics engines that they've got in place as well. It's a cool experience. I'm super excited for it.
So where are you going to be playing Ras then? Where's your focus going to be?
I'm so torn, dude. Honestly, like we was just talking about prior, like I am entertaining going unofficial. I've been invited. And
Can I tell
reliving
them?
it again?
Roz Clark did say that he is entertaining ideas, and you can DM him if you're in a PvP tribe, and as long as you understand the risk of taking him in.
Throw him your best offer. Throw him your best offer.
Yeah. It'll last 1 week at best.
I never know. That's the fun of it, though, right? How
Yeah.
much content can you get out that one week?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Would you want to play official or 6-man?
Probably 6. Yeah.
Oh man, you're brave.
Oh,
enough
man.
to be
That's
one
rough.
of the 6.
Yeah.
Rough, yeah.
Dude, 6-man is going to be brutal. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Because you need to remember,
Wow.
6-man isn't actually 6-man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing as well.
Swapping in and out.
Well, it's just account sharing because they don't
Yeah, it's
care
account
about it
sharing.
and they don't
Oh,
enforce
right.
it. I mean, it's not like I tried back in the day. Because originally when small tribes did come out back then, it was actually 6-man. There was actually only 6 people in the tribe, and there was no account sharing. And then this meta came, and there was these streamers streaming on a different character every day, and you're just like, what the fuck is going on? And Wildcard didn't do anything about it. And then we're like, okay, well, I guess you just have to adapt and then just roll with it. If you want to survive, you have to do it too. It sucks, but it is
called
what it is.
Survival Evolved. You guys
Yeah.
are evolving.
That's it.
Well, there's
yeah.
no real way
That's
for
how
them to
everything
enforce it.
evolved.
I mean, there is, if they want to. If there's enough, if there's a guy streaming on a different character every day, it's very clear that he's account sharing, right? It's not rocket science, but that's just an example of what you could do, but they don't. So
Also, some unofficial servers have tried tackling it in different ways with tracking like MAC addresses and stuff. But I mean, it was largely successful, but never fully solved the issue. So I've been thinking of a solution to this for a while, but it's extremely
not-
hard, as you guys said.
yeah,
I don't
it's
think
hard
there's-
to deal with.
So
And I didn't. What's that? Sorry.
What do you think, Xvibo, on Cryos?
On Cryos,
Yeah.
I will love bringing back dinos to my base, but then again, the excitement of opening an enemy tribe's cryo fridge and just looking through their dinos and knowing that these are now your dinos is going to be gone for a while. But then again, it's going to be back someday. So
Maywings bring it back.
I'm looking forward to. Sorry.
Maywings bring it back.
Yeah.
Get your milkers
They
in.
were. It probably comes back faster than that. They were talking about that as part of the after crunch thing, and it seemed like they were pretty convinced they would they would be forced one way or the other into bringing them back from the complaints. But who knows? Who knows?
Imagine the taming racers and gigas and rexes and shit, and having to walk them all the way back to base.
Bruno?
Walk into an up to do a bus.
We'll just grab them with Arena now, though.
Oh yeah, we'll have the
Yeah,
Rhino.
fair enough though. Yeah.
I mean, you're going to have you're going to have teleporters like a few days in, Ras. Or at least the most most people will have TPs instantly. Like you have your boss TPs. That'll be one of the first TP you get. So.
Yeah, I forgot all these.
Mm.
Yeah.
I
Do you
just
guys think there's
remember,
gonna be-
Unless
Go ahead. Sorry.
they're going to make tech much more harder to unlock.
I mean, they
They've not
might.
explain that. Yeah.
Well, if you're
do
trying
you
to run
think-
caves at 100 move speed?
Do you think
Yeah,
that there will
okay.
be explorer nodes? That's
Yeah,
something
it's
we
the
can
law,
discuss.
I'm
right?
pretty sure we'll
It's-
have that, yeah.
Yeah, it's
I mean, they wouldn't-
It's the law explains, so they would. But maybe, yeah, drop the multiplier.
The XP.
XP, yeah.
Yeah,
They
they're
wouldn't
taking
dare
a
in the
pass
beginning.
over everything. What it might be there? Maybe like our note run will be moved a little bit, and we only get to like level 30 or something from it. Who knows? But that's
like-
the cool thing. Despite us all having like 10,000 hours or or more, like we're going into this game, and it's still new because they can change anything.
Yeah.
They can change.
Yeah.
We have to relearn everything.
And back in the day, the bosses were hard. Like they were nerfed considerably, right?
No, I don't think they were nerfed. I don't remember any nerfs, but they were.
we just got
People
better
just came up with ideas how
They
to
were
do it
learned.
better. Yeah, learned.
Mm.
I mean, most
Yeah.
bosses are kind of cheesed. Like
Yeah.
the center boss is cheesed, the island boss fight is cheesed. You know, they might change Broodmother so you can't jump up in the mushrooms and just shotgun it. Who knows? Like we have no idea, right? So
Yeah.
I remember being afraid of doing the first dragon, and then I think it was, what was the Evil Nation, Evil Empire? One of their dudes
Rex.
showed me
Yeah.
that no,
Yeah.
they took a deer, shoddy and a deer, and they
Oh,
went
wow.
underneath the
That little
dragon
rock.
and
Yeah.
shotgunned up at its nutsack and soloed it. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh man! And so then we ended up still doing Rexes, but
See,
they
but
were,
that was all part of the fun, right? Like we all
Yeah,
enjoyed that,
figuring
like
things out.
finding these bizarre exploits, like Megapithecus, like getting to that rock over the hole and being able to shoot you from there for a while, and then that get patched. I think it was all quite an enjoyable experience, like finding these bugs and then being patched, right?
yeah,
Um,
100%.
yeah,
It was.
It's one of
yeah.
my favorite things
Yeah.
about in all of the new content is we get to explore it. They tell us how they want us to play the game, and then we tell them how we're going to play the game.
Yeah.
So the real question is, would you like them to change the boss fights?
100%. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
And what would you guys like? What would you guys like to see then?
Well, we assume
I-
it. God, sorry.
Go ahead.
Mr.
Yeah,
Dolphin.
I would
Go on.
love for them to bring the original early access thing that they wanted to do with bosses, just make them tameable. Just for the fun of it, just for the heck of it.
Ooh.
That's a terrible idea. That is horrible.
That's awful.
That is the
What was
worst
it?
idea I've ever heard in my life.
I
Moving on.
It is
I'm just kidding.
I'd be
What
down
was
for
the
the
early
bosses.
access? I wasn't there for it.
I'd be down for the world boss, like the way it was in the world
Yeah, they
for
was
a while.
called Buzz Wars or something like that.
Yeah.
So imagine it roaming the map, not tameable. That's crazy, but just you fight the boss on the map itself instead of in the arena. That'd be pretty
Not
wild.
farming
That way
They did do
artifacts
that.
and
They-
things.
They,
That's
I
cool.
remember back on 323, the our bros talking that you could spawn in the Broodmother, and that's how they used to farm chitin.
Yeah, you picked up an RJ and then you drop it
What?
and put in a trap and then you would farm it with Sabertooth. That's how you did it back in the day.
That's mad.
Yeah, yeah.
You literally picked up the boss with the RJ. It is absurd.
That's mad.
And you were able to tame it, by the way.
Don't remember taming it, but I do remember farming its little spiders and picking it up with RJ.
Yeah, it was before
Yeah.
my time, but I just heard stories of it.
And you got to think. I mean, I'm being a bit too reliant on it, but this whole pathfinding they keep going on about how that's going to affect the bosses as well. You know, perhaps they can't be as cheese as they are right now, right? And they just turn and one shot you and that's it. It's game. Don't know.
To be honest, I didn't even know there was, like, until you said about that whole change in the pathfinding or whatever. But I mean, these cheeses aren't going to, like, unless they remove like the mushrooms that you can't jump up on and stuff like that. Like they may, but that's the only way. There's not much. Like if it's a Broodmother, she can't exactly jump up there and kill you, right? Well,
Yeah,
I don't think
they just have
she
to
can.
flatten the walls and flatten the pillars.
Whether cheese or not, there's still going to be a standard, straightforward way, right? Do one generation of rhinos, one generation of Rexes or the fucking sloths, you know, and then get the imprint, a half decent saddle, you know, just a little of well preparedness, and you'll be able to do it just fine. They're meant to be beat, and
Yeah.
so it's who's going to beat it the first few times, and monkey see, monkey do. Everyone else is going to copy or iterate.
Yeah. What do you guys think of the?
I doubt they
Go
will
ahead.
change it. So I was just going to say, I don't think they're actually going to change it. I think it's just going to be as is, and we just need to learn the best strategies and use the dinos that island has to offer to do it. You know, whatever works best.
What do you guys think of the overhauled building? I think that they've been working with a content creator. Was he Gigi Fizz?
GG
Or
Fizz they
was-
employed. Yeah, who's a
Yeah,
prolific
who's that?
builder.
I would trust him with overhauling the building system because he's been a very well-known builder for years now. So
And he's already kind of hinted that he's influenced it to some extent.
yeah, Yeah, I saw it on Twitter, but
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see a huge meta change in building as well, because
Hopefully, yeah. This whole blueprint system that they mentioned.
I didn't hear about that. What's that?
Oh,
Sorry.
with
The
the
blueprint systems
Overwolf
for
mods
R2.
and stuff.
Yeah.
No, but they did mention
It's-
it sounded like you're going to be able to save something that you created to
Yeah.
recreate it again.
Okay.
Wow, that's gonna be cool. Like Satisfactory style, you could do that.
Yeah. Which I made a point about it'll help PvE because their biggest problem is pillar spam, right? And what if they, I don't know, they program something to say this particular blueprint pillar with ceiling, you wipe all of that off the map with one click of a button. Yeah.
Well, so from
I
my
mean-
understanding is that you're going to be able to render structures also from further away
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
70%
dinos.
further.
and dinos. So, like, do you think that's going to affect, like, anything will, like, be able to snipe things from, like, much further?
PT
It's a
spinning.
point.
PT
When
spinning.
we try to take out Shakis's fucking indie forges.
No, not
On
Mendy. I need that.
Conquest.
I need that on the. I need that.
We had like 10 or 15 guys go PT spin your guys' forges on Conquest.
I remember that.
I was watching Discord. I didn't participate, okay?
That's all right.
But
That's
I
all
was-
right. You can partake.
But like they were all in there, but nothing rendered. You know, because it was so far away or whatever. that
And
they
so
started.
laggy.
Yeah.
Those servers were terrible. I remember the lag was horrible too.
Do you guys have any
Uh,
any thoughts on they're doing 70 player limit again? Do you guys would have loved
think that's
for that
fine.
to be different, or
I mean, the official players should speak on this because I don't know. When we don't
No,
smell,
I think 70 is more than enough.
Should
I
we-
think if you outman, it's horrible.
Next gen
Look at
Ark,
an
I want
island.
300 players on my servers. What? You're giving me this new version of Ark and you can't put any more than 70 on? Behave.
It's
Nah,
it's
it's-
been an issue for every game since the beginning of
It's enough.
connectivity.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, we want more, but it's a limit to communication. Once we have quantum internet, that's going to be a lot different, right? But until then, we're limited.
I mean, Ark has always been a number game, especially official 1x PvP. It was always who had the most numbers in. It wasn't so much as skill based. So it's good that there's a cap on the players, because can you imagine 200, 300 players happy rushing a tower? Like, just an example, like, can you imagine that many people? Because
Wild.
there is
Yeah.
that many people in those 1x tribes. That is possible.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
So it's not impossible. Like, that
Well-
that would be insane.
It's not unheard of that we're going to probably be able to cap 3 servers just in GG on day one.
At least, minimum.
minimum?
Close to. I don't know what they're going to do about it, how they want to like approach it, but there's going to either be join simming or at least 2 servers. I
Oh,
don't
yeah,
know
we
what
haven't
we're
even
going to
talk
do.
about the queue. Like,
Yeah, that's
They
a bit sad.
removed it. Thank
They're
God.
not doing it initially, yeah, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
When Sotif eventually arrives and gets included, then they're going to explore it, yeah. Yeah, they was
How bummed
quiet
are you,
about it for
Dolphin?
so long, but yeah, it's gone now. That's it for the foreseeable future.
Would have been so good because joint simming is just like no one likes joint simming. So
Mm.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
that
it's
was
just-
why
sucks.
1x was shit, but, that was always the issue, trying to get in. You're missing out on all this content. There's other people getting in instead of you, and you wanted to
Yeah.
get involved in it. That was horrible. I always hated that.
Yeah, but the queue, if they had, no offense to Wildcard, but if they had done their typical less than enough thought process behind the change, a queue would have been crazy. Can you imagine trying to get into a server with a queue that GG's fobbed? Like, you're never getting in. If you're not the first one there, you're just sitting in the queue like, okay, I'm 301
And you've got 50
in line.
people behind. Like,
Yeah.
not just GG, but TPG
Yeah,
has more
anyone.
plebs
Yeah,
than
any.
that would just sit in a queue than fucking GG would.
But-
yeah,
And
fair
all
enough.
you need to do is cap a
Yeah.
server, and then there's the
Fill the queue.
the shady
Fill the
people.
queue, yeah.
Just fill it with bots. Just
Right,
fill the queue
yeah,
with
yeah.
bots, and then you're done.
Yeah,
I mean,
because
Didn't
that,
think
that
about that.
was
Even
that
defend.
was an issue. That was an issue on Conquest, right? Servers were bot capped,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that could also be an
Mm.
issue for those new ones. Who knows?
Yeah, you're
It's a
right.
queue
6,000
just-
players on their
A
server.
queue doesn't solve anything. You just you
No,
put your
unless
bots
it's-
there as well, right?
Unless the queue is just like a automated join sim where it does it for you, like you just hold the place and then it randomly picks somebody out of the giant pool of players and stuffs them in the server. That's the only way. Otherwise, it would just be I mean, unless they did some wild things. But yeah, I'm kind of glad that's not there.
I mean, it will be there. Like, would you want the queue there to be at all, or would you want a different system that works with the queue?
So leave as is, I think. I think that's
Yeah,
the best
I think-
system.
Well, it's got to serve an advantage to somebody who's, you know, just frustrated, and at least they know where they stand to get into said server, right? But you know, this is in the ideal world where you couldn't do things like that and fill it up with other people.
You
Any
think your
system,
server used to drop before? It's got to drop.
any
every 2
system's going to
seconds.
be abused,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Especially, and is going to be blitzkrieged by mega tribes. We've seen it. Myth of Empires had a thing to deal with Q. Last Oasis as well, and we are going to gamify whatever fucking system they do to the disadvantage to the defenders, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm okay with them coming up with a system, but the problem is that system's going to be abused, and in creating that system, that needs to be at the forefront of its creation, of what it ends up being.
I see this as a bigger issue on 1x official though, because most small tribes cannot fill up a server, let alone fill up the queue. So
But
I don't know.
small tribes is like an afterthought, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
small tribes isn't that we don't ever have to deal with queues. We don't have to ever join some ever. There's been one or two times you've ever had to join some. It's very rare.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't have to worry about that at all.
Oh no.
I mean,
yeah, you're right.
Maybe that would just be nice to have on small tribes to eventually get into the server if the servers are that busy initially. I don't know if that's going to be a problem. I mean, it could, right? We might have to wait a few hours to get into the server on day 1 or 2 or the first week until people are wiped.
Just pay for priority queue, you'll be fine.
Yeah, just get some whitelist.
That's how they get you.
Yeah, whitelisting.
Yeah, I mean, they should definitely whitelist us content creators, right? I mean, especially all this work we put into the game, they can at least let us get in first to the server so we can stream and stuff, right?
So we can see our ship be lost.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
So there's gonna
what's
be a
next?
new Dino Manager system. It lets you view the real-time status and track locations of all your creatures. That's kind of
That's interesting. Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of good.
Sounds like a great way to crash the server.
Well, at least I won't lose my dinos this time around when the server crashes or anything like that. So they'll make it nicer, I guess.
Well, I mean that's always been an issue, right? Like, how many times have you actually lost your dino? I mean, it does happen from time to time, right? And especially now, I actually really like the system that they did eventually add for the taming. You know, so you could run around, you could tame a bunch of dinos, you know where they are, because you'd never remember,
Absolutely.
right? Otherwise,
Right.
let's be
I know, I love
realistic.
it too.
Like, I really like that system. So if it's similar to that, then I'm all for that for sure.
Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah.
Plus, now you can know where all the people in your tribe are when they have their mesh bases. You're just like, wait a minute, why do we have so many dinos in such a weird spot? They're just way under the map. That's so crazy.
Nah, enforcement's going to be on it. I'm going to trust in enforcement is going to go ham from the start and just go crazy, and it's just going to be, you know,
gonna be good.
severe punishment for anyone
blind
breaking the
hope.
rules.
Do you think that's secretly why it was brought in to track creatures in the mesh?
I mean,
They
maybe.
could.
Right?
Maybe.
I just
They
hope
said
like,
there's a
let
whole
it
new
sit.
system for mesh
I
with
hope
the
they do
U5.
nothing but collect data for like 3 months and then they just lay it down. Like one big swoop like they've done in the past where they just track and like get all the people they can get. And then they
That's
just
pretty
hit it with
standard.
Yeah, but
they
I'd
don't
rather
think
they
they
punish
do it
people
too
from the
early.
get-go, because I don't
Me-
want to
me
have to
too,
deal with that for
technically.
months. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if someone does
Yeah.
do something wrong, aim bullets or meshes, I kind of want them dealt with there and then. Like, so you don't have... I mean, not instantly or whatever, but, you know, that day or whatever, we'd be fine. Because it's hard to play against that, you know? I mean, let's be real, there is going to be a lot of cheating from the get-go. I mean, I don't know how quick they can make cheats, but aimbotting is a problem in every game. Ark's not going to be anything different, especially because it's new. I bet you there's already cheats that already work on it or whatever. So
There's Unreal Engine 5 out, right? So it's based on that engine, not the game.
Yeah, I think for
But-
me it's
I mean-
how quickly they react to like a situation, right? Especially it's being streamed.
Yes.
Because the last
The
thing you
live-
want is
live
bad PR. Yeah, like just how quickly they punish people, and like how they deal with people that get around, like cheating. For example, like by the end of 23, we had like people that would get invited into a tribe, and they would just be in the allied tribe, and then they would just ban the person that was invited that didn't do anything about the tribe, right? Like I would like to see some update to.
It was in tribe, bro. They didn't
I
even do
got to a
fucking
point where
allied
they didn't
tribe
care.
anymore.
Yeah.
Here, just a quick question, and it's just if anyone knows, right? Because I've got a feeling near the end of Ark, there was no tribes any big 1x tribes dead white for actually like cheating or whatever, like aimbot or whatever. A whole tribe. When was the last time a whole tribe was punished for having a cheater in tribe? Do you guys remember?
That's when you
For a
guys
long
got
time.
Dev White for cheating against T. I don't know
There
if
it
you remember
is.
that, but
True.
Uh,
Oh,
that
Conquest
was-
doesn't count. Conquest doesn't count
Oh,
because
okay.
that was
Not
completely
that.
different
Okay, my bad.
enforcement.
Last
Let's
time
not go down that road. Let's not talk about that team mode, all right? Let's not talk
That's a
about
whole
that.
other hour conversation.
Let's just
Sorry,
picture.
sorry. That's my bad. I didn't mean to
But
open
talking
old
about
wounds.
T, you think they're going to be on ASA official servers?
100%.
I mean, they will
Of
be.
course,
They're
bro.
I
100%.
don't know.
Of
I
course,
guess
bro.
who's going to go for them?
Sure.
I guess who's going to go for them from the get-go? Me, if they're a 6-man.
Everybody is. What do you
Oh, they're
mean?
not
That's
gonna
No,
be
they're
six,
not.
man.
You
They'll
say that, but everyone's so scared. Did you see on the last of fresh servers, no one would even attack them. They're all a bunch
Yeah.
of pussies. Like, they were so
Well,
scared to get banned and punished for it.
All I know is I stole their fucking Reaper. Talk shit on them.
Nice.
Well, man, that's one touchy subject. If Snail Games announced they're doing their own Conquest service, then I'm like happy. Okay. You don't need to tell me if they're gonna play there. Just announce you're doing Conquest for ASA, and that's all I need to know. And then
I
see the
doubt
picture
they'll
myself.
give them their own servers. I mean, I hope they do, so they're out the way and no one plays
Yeah.
them, because everybody knows not to touch that, right? But those game modes are actually really fun to play, and it's kind of sad to miss out
It's a
on
shame,
because you've got those, those people that play it or whatever.
So
But-
would you guys like other game modes besides 1x and 6-man? Like, would you like to see like dual servers? I know something that Kishko wanted back in the day, for example.
I mean, dual servers do very well, but like, have you actually ever played 2-man? Have you ever actually tried playing 2-man? Dolphin?
I tried, and it just doesn't last that long. We have
Yeah,
to
because
seasonal.
it's boring, because you trying to be online at the same time as your tribe member, so you can go actually do something is near impossible if you want to
Yeah.
make sure you don't get wiped, because you also need to watch the base. So how does that happen with 2 people? It doesn't. 2-man will never work. It's a terrible idea, in my opinion, anyways.
What
I think
about
the-
like a super
Go.
boosted Ark pack, where you can attain a status super quick and have all the PvP fun you can within a very short period of time, and reset, restart, rinse and repeat.
Do you mean an official
What
server
do
that
you mean?
wipes occasionally, or
Ark pack,
quite
but on
often?
crack, like just the progression
Like
to get
10x?
yourself to a
Like an
yeah.
unofficial
Why not, right?
like mode.
Yeah,
it depends on how
something
many
insane.
players you can have and such.
Well,
I mean, I think they
my
would rely on the
feeling
community
is-
to do that, though.
Yeah, exactly. Why get rid of something the community does really well and
Yeah.
put it like let the community thrive where it's been thriving for a long time now, and let
Yeah,
and keep. We don't need them worried about more things. No offense,
Yeah,
but
sure.
I would like them worried about as little as possible, other than keeping everything going on official the way it is.
Well,
I think
there's-
Small
Yeah.
Tribes is
There's
great.
the
I
dev
think-
kit.
Oh, you're muted on there, I
Oh,
think.
you're muted,
Got it.
Tony.
Oh, my bad. My
There
bad.
is a dev kit. Yeah, true.
But yeah, there's the dev kit. But I would love to see the Ark. Like, we've seen a couple of modes come out, right? Unofficial servers that were set up. I said for years that I would love to see a MOBA of, like, I played StarCraft 2, the like mini games that people made. There was a MOBA version of that, of StarCraft, that was great. And I think that there could be an actually really, really cool MOBA version where you pick your dinosaur, right? But then when your dinosaur dies, you're on foot until you go back and either retrieve it or it comes back. So there's a lot of like unofficial things with Unreal Engine that you could do that has nothing to do with the devs, right? That's like off, like another creator creates within the dev kit.
well, yeah, and then we got mods for console now, so it offers a huge opportunity for mods to be ever more popular than they've ever been before, and they might grow as a result.
Which
would
means
like-
unofficials might do even better than they've done
Absolutely,
before.
yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to see them do better at making it easier to find good unofficial servers in the game, because the truth is, the first place people start is they load up, they go to the search thing in Ark, And if you ever have clicked on unofficial accidentally, because I would never do that on purpose, it's just like just a million useless servers. It would be nice if there was some way that they could show. I don't know how they would do this necessarily. To make it
PlayStation and Xbox handle it completely differently. Like you will see the popular servers on those consoles. Steam is just
even
bizarre,
unofficial though.
Yeah,
I mean, it should be just sorted by players, and it's good.
Yeah, it's one click, and you can see all the best popular servers that are running at the moment.
So I wonder why it doesn't actually work on Steam then. Maybe that's why the unofficial servers do so well on console. Like, have you guys saw how popular those windows? Have you guys actually saw, like, for example, BAM's Ark? Have you seen how popular that is?
Oh, it's huge.
Yeah,
it's absurd. Like, you play that server, and there'll be a base, and everywhere you look, it's insane. Like, I was shocked how popular it was.
Dude, I ran an unofficial cluster on PlayStation for 2 years before doing this game, and it was a job, 24/7. Yeah.
Big respect for all the unofficial server owners.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. It's not easy.
Yeah.
And now they got to deal with the Nitrado thing. Which could end up being very weird and not necessarily great.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but Nitrado's pretty good.
Are you sponsored by Nitrado?
Yeah. Somebody put a paid by Nitrado over his face.
Paid by Nitrado.
I gotta say, they really grabbed that bag by securing all official and unofficial servers are only Nitrado.
Listen, from a business standpoint, I have no problem with what they did. It was smart. They realized that they're taking a pretty big risk, whatever. But it just sucks for the players and the people who have done community servers other ways. And hopefully, they did put out a comment about it. They put out a statement, and hopefully they don't get too heavy-handed, maybe.
Well, I think PC.
So explain that a little bit more about the servers, because I don't fully understand that. Then probably a lot of people don't either. Like, what are Nitrado doing differently to what they did before?
So, I think this is I'm not completely positive, but the wildcard owed them like $1 million in fees.
Yeah,
and I think they actually leveraged that. They did it on purpose. They didn't pay so that they could come to. But then it was Nitrado that I think initiated, said, yo, it's like $1 million. You know what we're gonna do is we're gonna loan you more money so that you can focus on making the game, Ark 1.5. But when it comes out, all the servers are Nitrado.
Yeah.
And they're like, but you need to pay us back when you launch the game from the sales. And if you fail to launch the game at the end of October, then you have to pay us back from the sales of Ark 1.0.
ASA. Yeah.
It was a smart contract. Like they did a normal
but
contract.
with no whatchamacallit, interest.
So if you're on unofficial now, you have no choice but to go to Nitrado to try and get a server for the new servers.
I mean,
everything is Nitrado.
Let's
but
face
the
it,
great
PC.
thing about everything Nitrado, that means they get to standardize and streamline. That because of this, that means that they now can partner with Overwolf, and they can make a across the board, everything is standard, which means we can do a lot more cross-platform. We can do more because it's standardized.
There's certainly advantages to having it all under one roof and running services like that. And I think PC will find ways around it anyway. It's console that will definitely be locked into Nitrado and no one else, as far as I can see.
Doesn't it say though that Nitrado can basically sell the rights to use the Ark files?
Yeah, and there's negotiations happening as we speak on other companies. So it's not at the moment. It seems like it's purely Nitrado, but I don't know. As we get closer and through ASA's development, we might find it varies.
And you can host your own server. What Bro and Chat was saying, you can host your own server from your own equipment, right?
Yeah.
And then, but I don't know if that'll be searchable within the domain of the game, but for sure Steam and other ways. So you still can do your own thing. You always have been, and that'll still be standard. But like I think it's actually really good when it comes to like all the different mods, all the different availabilities that'll come from it. We should see a lot more that benefit the player.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's
Right.
definitely up to them to not be heavy-handed, though. I think that's the main. For me, this feels like they're fail-safe. Like if I think they loan them the money because they're not stupid and they realize the ASA is about to sell 1 billion copies. Because no matter how much we all complain, we're all going to buy it. That's just what's going to happen. You're going to buy it unless you. It doesn't even matter. You're going to buy it. So then I think it was just.
Do you really think it's going to be that popular though? Like,
Yeah,
is it
I
going to
do.
be that popular?
Yeah, I know people who haven't
Ark?
played this game in years and years who are coming back
ASA.
because.
Oh,
It's
ASA's
new.
going to be insane.
Yeah, they're going to
Yeah,
sell
think
1
so, too.
billion copies of this.
I hope that's where
For
they're
sure.
at,
If you
So
if you were smart and bought their stock when it was at $1,
Well,
sell like 2 weeks after ASA. You're gonna make 3 times your money, 4 times your
Yeah.
money easy.
I hope
yep,
so,
Don't hold
bro.
too long.
That's
one of the-
insider trading. That's insider trading.
it's one of the first UE5 games out, right? There's not many out as well that's going to be showcasing all of these physics and the engine working. It's going to draw a lot of players.
Yeah, but you
It's
saw a lot.
huge,
I
but-
haven't saw any promotion at all.
They
Like,
did that on purpose. Again, Dolly said in
What
the
promotion?
small little fucking corner of them not talking, but she said they did that on purpose, and that
Apparently, yeah.
things are going to be, that comes closer. There's going to be a lot more talk and a lot
Yeah,
more
picking up.
things about it.
The reason I believe is because the engine's ever updating, right? And there's 5.3 only recently came out, and they're trying to decide, okay, what's that version that we're going to release Ark at? What does that look like? And that's why we've not seen anything up until this point.
You're-
Well,
they're
Have
at
they given
5.2
the
now.
system
5.2
specs
now.
for the game yet?
nah. Get a good PC. That's
is that
Oh,
something you're
no,
worried
so
about, Mr.
far.
Dolphin? I guess you don't have a very good PC if that's what you're wondering.
No, yeah,
having never thought about that.
Well, there's a lot of people in other tribes that have like very low end computers, so like those people will
Yeah,
have to
just
upgrade,
buy a
though.
PlayStation or an Xbox. Then, if
There
you,
you go.
if you
What's-
can't afford a good PC, just go console. You'll get the
What's
same
wild is there's still so many original Xbox and PS4 players like asking why are we not getting this? What are we not getting this? What's going on? And it blows my mind that that it had to happen at some point, right? Like this is what's held ASE back for so long. It's those older generation consoles.
100%.
It's been 8 years.
Yeah.
I don't want to
Yeah.
bring it up again, but do you remember what Atlas did with almost zero hype before it, just like the week of? And
I don't
then-
know. I think there was some hype. I remember playing.
There was some hype.
Atlas with XQC and all the top content creators at
Yeah,
that time.
that's all
But
they
that
did,
was
though.
But there was not like a lot of
Yeah, that was,
conversation
like 2
prior
weeks
to it.
before, or like a month before. They announced it at one of the game shows, and everybody's like, "What the crap is this?" And then they gave the key out to like you said,
Yeah.
XQC, but they gave
Yeah.
it to everybody. I mean, Summit was playing it.
Yeah,
That was
that's what I mean.
horrible.
Like all the top
Playing
content
is
creators.
a really
Yeah.
broad word.
Yeah, they were in the game.
Overstatement.
Some
Yeah,
point.
you couldn't even use the boat. I mean, I dressed up as a pirate for a release in the game. They even got released. I felt like an idiot.
Day 1, you couldn't log in.
Yeah.
You couldn't even play the game day 1. Day 2, you couldn't do anything, but you were in the game.
Right. Is a little conclusion for me because I gotta go now.
Yeah, it's getting there, right?
Yeah, same here.
I'm really excited due to like what I've seen so far. I'm excited to see more, and I'm looking forward to battling against you or alongside you
Are you
in
6-man?
ASA. 6-man. Yeah.
What are you 6-man?
But
Okay.
I'm sure we'll meet someday, and yeah, let's have some fun. Let's make this as good as we can make it. And
Have you made
I
the
wish you all good luck.
announcement that you mentioned
announcement?
before?
Me?
That what you were planning on doing for ASA?
No, I haven't. No, I mean it's not that big of a deal, but yeah, I'm on smalls. Yeah.
But I mean, what your like media of choice that you had mentioned?
Oh no, I'll still be uploading videos, but probably going on Twitch as well, just for the first few weeks, just to
Nice.
dabble into that space as well. But
So-
yeah,
and,
we'll see how
and
things
I
go.
heard face reveal too.
Oh yeah, that 100%. Yeah, I mean it's happened already on the YouTube channel, but yeah.
You has you did a face reveal on YouTube. I didn't know.
I mean, it wasn't really a face review, but I mean, my merch promo was with my face in it, and yeah, stuff like that. But yeah, I don't want to make it all about myself, so I'll let you guys continue. And
This is it. It's plug time, right? Everyone get their final bits in. Plug yourself away.
right.
done.
Good night,
Thank you,
Sibo.
boys, for the chat.
Good night,
And
Yeah, man. Later.
looking forward to it.
Dude, take it
Always
easy.
nice talking to you, boys. See ya.
Bye.
Whoop.
And
We've got to go
kind
and do jumping puzzle as well, haven't we, Willie? Is that happening?
Listen, we don't talk about Willie playing PvE on the PvE podcast.
It's been fun. It's been fun watching you guys. We're all waiting for a reason to play Ark, and you guys have a little thing going. It's not RP, but it almost feels RP, but it's real, and you guys have the community
do you know
going.
what? That's what it is. That's what it is. It is RP, right? It's like soft
But it's
RP.
not RP. It's RP
But it's
in
not.
the RL.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Because
Yeah.
you guys are being yourselves, but
Right.
exploring it and doing things. It's been fun. I've been lurking.
We're just testing that no movement speed thing because in the hunted you start with 50. So that's what it's been about. Getting used to not being able to get away from anything.
But let's hope they do increase it ever so slightly, just so we can
I
run away from
think they
raptors.
will. I can't see it being.
And
the case.
they haven't. I'm more worried about the things they haven't mentioned, like I. They haven't even mentioned anything about I.
No.
And Discord bots. I know Dolly mentioned that on like the other creator Discord. But,
They said no more I, so that we should see some scripts.
Did they
or
confirm
something
that?
to do.
When did you say that?
Yeah, I can't. Don't ask me for like documentation. I can't reference anything.
But
I just
someone said
heard Yeah, some
Trust me, bro.
I read
Trust
it
me, it's
somewhere.
happening.
A guy said it could be wrong. It's filed. You know what I mean? And so supposedly, hypothetically, there'll be no I, but just give it like a couple of days and then ask someone that's playing official,
Yeah.
and they'll tell you how to fucking do it.
I
really hope there isn't going to be I.
Is it no I or the no I they did last time when it was no I?
Where they just changed the file? That's absurd.
yeah.
It was so easy. They bypassed it in like 20 minutes.
That was like the
I'm pretty
Can't
sure
make
that
that-
engineer
that actually
spent a
happened.
whole year, and then we just bypassed in like 10 minutes.
But people were worried because people were getting banned around that time for random stuff or something, if I remember right. So people
Yeah.
were worried to use it because in case they got banned. But then they worked out that you were fine.
And then there was other fuckers streaming it the whole time. I didn't want to. I was waiting for other streamers to mess with it, so to see if they get banned, to know if I'm allowed to use it, because that's the best way that you know. Did someone else get banned from
Yeah.
it? You know,
Just
that's
let
the only way to
run
know.
around with his hard I, and then if he doesn't get banned, you're good. Just turn it on.
Yeah, I remember like at that time when they changed it, we were all doing like an SE raid, all running around with heat stroke. It was the worst experience. It was hard. It was hard. Like we were a mid-central cave raid. Like they changed it. No I. Everybody's too scared to use I. It was pretty horrific, but it was fun. It made it even more fun, and memorable. I really hope that they do work out a way to not have I in the game because it ruins it for a lot of us. Like that, don't use it because you want the
Yeah,
game to look good.
That's why I have a green afro to blend in with the bushes. It's the point of it. It's that breaking in the game.
I don't know if that green afro does that, by the way. It's just saying. But it's a good idea.
We will have interactive foliage though.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is the most now that they've made a little more info available. I think I'm more excited than I was overall. I think it's up to them to nail it to the wall and make it awesome. But I think that it's not quite as scary. Aside from a couple of things that we all would like to see slightly adjusted, I think if it comes out in a decent state, or if they do a bunch of updates quickly to get it to a decent state, I think we're gonna have a lot of fun in ASA. Actually,
It's wild card. Expect a dumpster fire and a shit show, but it'll be slowly ironed out. And if you're playing on 1X, it's gonna be PVE instantly. I think the funnest you're gonna see is Shockist or people playing 6-mans. Not
Emotional damage
by your own dudes.
Yeah, but I wish I could maybe just relax as well and PvE for 3 months as well, That does sounds kind of nice. I can just stream, take it easy, do some metal runs.
I'm gonna be doing the metal runs, taming while I'm watching you.
Nope. No.
Did they say anything
Yeah.
about transfers? Like transfers are just gonna happen with the Scourge, or like they didn't give any specific date?
Yeah, that's what
Y
they
esto
said, right?
es
You
un
can
programa en
transfer, and
español.
then you
Si no hablas
hopefully will be able to
español,
transfer
en la
over to
próxima
the
palabra
Xbox
te
and
largas.
PlayStation
¿Me entendiste?
servers, and then
Si
wipe
no
them
hablas
all. That'll be
español,
when
te
it happens.
largas.
when Scorch comes out, right? Because that's when transfers are opening. That's when Scorch is available around December. I think it's all around the same date, right? They said.
Yeah, I expect when Scorch comes out is when we're gonna get transfers on Steam.
But
Yeah.
you know, I was actually thinking though, like you know how they have delayed it and made it so we can't instantly go to console servers, like us PC players. It is going to be nice for them to be able to build up, you know, but there's going to be so many servers fully built. And can you imagine the content around about December when the server
once it
transfers
comes
are
out,
available?
literally be Christmas, right?
Yeah.
All of those servers waiting for us.
Me and you on Christmas Day sitting here eating our turkey, trying to raid a base at the same time on console.
I can see you licking your lips from here, man.
Oh, I'm getting excited. There's nothing better than a wee Christmas Eve raid. You know when they're all in their beds waiting on Christmas, and you're like, let's raid them, let's rerun them.
That was actually a great time.
On one equals the worst.
So being there, done that. I have done Christmas Day raids. I don't want to talk about it. All right.
I hope they don't have cryopods right at the transfer. It'll be annoying for the attacker, but knowing that they can't get away with anything will be so much fun. Just it's been a long time since somebody actually lost anything of value in this game other than personal dinos.
Yeah, because when you upload a dino, you've got that timer, right, to be able to. I mean, when you download it, you've got a timer to upload it. It's like a day or whatever.
But that timer might be different. But yeah, I remember way back in the day, some of the first raids I went on were like BLDX raids. I was telling my little brother about it because he was like, "Oh, I might play Ark," and so I filled him in what life was like back in the old days, where everything was downloaded and there weren't even pigs yet. So like there would be a big push. And then everything would be pulled back, and then hours would wait so that the Rexes and Racers would heal and shit, and then we'd go again.
I mean, you used to push without pushing foundations, and that was the best stripes.
It was crazy.
It was wild how bad we all were.
Yeah, you were all on Rexes, no one's pushing foundations, and you're just hoping to kill them all and hold the ground with the dinos.
Your mob is like a 5-turret box. You're just going.
I see people building rafts from miles away out in the ocean to bring in as their fabs. Like Spynos, like stealthily going through trees to meet up at the meeting point. Yeah.
I think that'll be fun. That's some of my favorite memories. Are like when Center first came out was having to walk dinos across the map to PvP the other couple of big tribes that had built up, you know, early days. I think that'll be fun.
And that took hours, right? If it without a teleporter.
Yeah, it was a mission.
Yeah.
I mean, you still had transmitter, so you could download them, but then that was at your fob, and then you had to go to the destination.
When we did it, we didn't have transmitter yet.
It's pre-transmitter. I remember them.
Well, it was the transfers weren't open
or drops.
Yet. Well, there was no transfers in the.
And that was it. It was the racer-finder drop, right? Yeah. After that,
you had to do bosses at a drop and pull everything out at a drop. But they couldn't have saddles, so you'd pull them all out, and then you'd have to have someone else to bring the saddles and shit. It was a pain.
Yeah, this sounds awful. The more we talk about it, I want cryopods now.
I mean, it is going to be hard. Like even farming, like Olimer, like your metal, like the payment is going to be long.
Polly on fucking island. What are we doing?
We're doing penguins.
You're doing penguins, Polly, your choice.
Or farming obsidian,
You gotta think of Pelagornis now.
How do you make teleporters with penguins?
You kill a lot of penguins.
I've heard the pulling poly-off penguins, and the only way is to craft it.
Well, you don't what?
Oh, God.
I don't.
There's no penguin poly? Are you kidding me?
He's referencing the hunted.
Oh, sucks.
You don't get things from dinos by hitting them. You have to hold E and harvest, and it's all based on your crafting skill, and it takes forever unless you pump crafting skill.
Yeah.
Interesting mod though.
Yeah. Whoever controls the swamp cave and has all that free gen is going to be the winner of the server.
You get paste there too, don't you?
If you have
with a frog.
Get your frog on it,
yeah. So if you frog the swamp, then you can get paste and then do obsidian island or mountain and just make hard poly.
That's probably the way to go, I think. That's probably going to be it. I mean, that's going to be nice because tech's going to be more rare, and it's like, maybe a tech fob's going to be expensive, and if you destroy someone's transmitter, it's going to cost something.
Well, that's what I'm expecting, that they'll make tech like just much more unattainable. Like because
I mean, by
yeah.
making it on island, that is because element's harder,
Yeah.
polymer's
Well, and
harder, everything's
You
harder.
have to get.
And
Don't you have to
50
do
snails.
beta or alpha dragon to get like teleporter? I think it's alpha, right, for teleporter.
Yeah, alpha.
Yeah, Alpha
I think
Dragon.
also.
That's gonna be rough at first. Especially like we were talking about how much harder it's gonna be just to get artifacts with no move speed. You're just gonna be like
Yeah,
slow
right.
walking through caves trying to avoid stuff.
Palovias and your
you're gonna
bears
grapple
and
over it
Hearthstone.
all, but I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot less room for error if you screw it up.
It's exciting though. It's new. It's exciting. It's going to be really fun. And
Yeah,
I'm just
definitely.
hoping like they do what they said about the movement speed. Like that'd be really nice. But if it's not, then I guess we're running down on a wee Sabertooth or something. That could also be fun.
Is there anything you guys would like them to see like do differently, like add into for ASA? Because now would be the chance for them to add or change stuff now that exists already in the game that haven't happened yet.
Well, I would like them to make sure that Carno Cave, on Carno Island isn't so OP. Because I mean, without cryopods and all the rest of it, that's going to be really strong. And I would just like for them maybe to reconsider the bug thing. Because, the biggest downside to the land bases, again, is just people sniping your dinos. And if there's a griffin, which that pretty much is, it's just going to make land bases a lot harder to have.
See, I'm hoping hoping, that the island might be just a bit more expanded. A few more caves thrown in, maybe. It's not going to be just a replica of the island we know. Fingers
I wouldn't
crossed.
hold my breath, but
I-
that'd be nice.
I think they're taking a one pass over. That's why they're
Yeah.
not bringing out Scorched, right? Is so that
Yeah.
they can focus on this, and then that gives them a couple more months to focus on the next thing.
I think that was the
doing
wording
their
they
missions.
said as well. They said they were passing over the caves. That's literally what they said.
That's
Yeah,
the concern, right? For the people here who know Ireland through and through and know it, like you know everything about it. Surely there's got to be something refreshing there for you to enjoy and explore, right? Or else you might start to feel quite tired and bored with it sooner than you think.
I mean, it is going to be boring. It is actually
Yeah.
going to be boring. The farming on it's going to be very stale. It's going to be very slow, and it's going to be really hard.
Once Scorched comes out, then the party starts. At least for
Scorched
the
is
first
going.
game.
Oh my god, I cannot wait to farm Element on Scorched. Like it is.
Ellie,
just-
Polly, we
Ah.
got Mantis. Life is easy. Well, then if we can get Rag for Black Pearls, then it's fine. But like at least where do we get Black Pearls on?
Can't tell
Just
you.
the 5 fucking squid spawns, 4
No,
squid spawns.
there's
on
something
island?
you're not thinking about. There's something you're not thinking about.
Yeah.
What's that?
I personally would like them to TLC every
I'll message
single
you later.
legacy dino. I want every legacy dino to be TLC. Or at least do like what they do right now with community boats, just like the community boat on TLC legacy dinos. Because that would make it more fun. Because right now, my only issue with no crowdpods is that that's gonna limit the amount of non-meta tames you can do. Because like nowadays you could just meme breed calicos and it wouldn't be a matter because you could just crowd them and you're saving space. But now you
But-
can't really.
Callies weren't a meme, bro. They were really good anti-mesh protection.
What were? What were? Phylas?
No, the fucking
The-
drunken
The
horses.
calico, yeah.
Oh.
But that's just one dino specifically, right? Like without crowds, you just limiting the amount of stuff you can breed that are not essential. So that's my only issue with that.
Something else to think about with them changing the movement speed on the dinos. Galley Mimus actually might be really good for rocket running fobs
Rocket running, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought, I thought
and
the
caves
same.
and
Well,
things.
this is
just
it, right? They might like balance speeds on certain creatures. It's ones you don't normally use, in particular, to push you to
Everything
use them.
needs to be looked at, and
Yeah.
there are things that were not used in like the 6-man meta and the 1x meta was slightly different, right? But there were still things that weren't in either of those metas that could have been meta, but no one really used, like
but
HP
that a lot came
Bloodstalkers.
down to numbers, though, right? Because you didn't have the numbers on 6-man to do it. Because there's always things like there was always that one guy shouting, "Get on the mammoth, get on the Yuri," but you couldn't
Yeah,
always
you
do
need
that
those
because you
guys,
didn't have
exactly,
the people,
yeah. But
or
I mean,
whatever.
Just like certain breeds is what I'm saying. Like I had a dude, one of the dude who bred the HP Bloodstalkers. No one else had these HP Bloodstalkers, but they were actually insane because they get to like 110k, and when you grab and like you could yeet yourself into the wall, but because of the speed, you'd get to the wall and be able to fire. It was before Shadowmanes too.
Oh,
could
you're talking
fire
about
a
the movement
rocket.
speed ones. You
No,
said
not
HP.
the Bloodstalkers. No, HP Bloodstalkers. Yeah, it was important because they could get to 120k, and they'd take a bunch of hits before they started eating you, and you'd be able to get there, do the damage and stuff. So, but there's going to be a lot of different, like what Official Bobby memes about his terror birds, right? But
Wow.
like you said, Gallimimus, and there will be other things that, because it's at the beginning, if people put in the effort to make the HP versions of them or the melee versions of them. Like we never saw a melee frog, right? But a melee frog
not
could go
cap
hard.
one. Yeah.
Well,
You know
consider
what I mean?
consider how like textures and meshes are going to work with this new engine. Like, are we going to find the comeback of body bags, like bodies being used to block turrets, right?
Oh, that could that be a thing? Like
Yeah.
dead bodies blocking turrets again?
Yeah, like
'cause that-
turtles, dead turtle bodies and such. They used to be
You
used.
got to look at.
Yeah.
We still did it. Like
Yeah, I mean that was a thing. Like people used to tech rifle from dead bodies. They still do. Turrets can't
Yeah,
see
yeah.
in them.
It's still happening.
Mega Schlongs were
Finneck.
great too, because I mean
Wow.
we unfortunately we had people just tossing Mega Schlongs because it was crashing servers, but you have big bodies and it would stop turrets from shooting. Absolutely.
Gonna have to throw Brontos now.
Or like turtles. People use just the small turtles.
That's it, yeah.
Whether they die or not, their body's there unless it's chomped.
Like, yeah, okay, there we go then. No change there.
No,
All right, but
yeah.
all right, serious question though. And I need each one of you to answer. What day is ASA going to launch?
Oh, the
Can I
very
start?
last day.
Let's see it.
Well, I mean, what date I would like? Can I go with a date I would like? For me,
what day it is?
The
Not what you like,
24th.
but the 24th. All right.
I don't
next.
know why, but someone said it, and it's just been in my head, and I think that could be the day it is.
All right, Shawkus is
Well, okay,
the
so
24th.
what day do
you
you
guys all
want it
hear
to be,
it.
though? If
The
you said it's
24th.
20
Yeah, I want it
that's
to be the
also
24th.
the day you want it to be? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Cheating, I got you.
It's gonna
Yeah.
be it's gonna be the 27th and then gonna be delayed to the 30th.
Okay.
I don't know what the day is, but it's the last Tuesday of the month. Whichever the last Tuesday is.
The 31st. The very
31st.
last day of the month.
Is the 31st
that's-
a Tuesday?
Yeah.
Maybe the one before that, but it'll be one of the last two Tuesdays. There you go.
Alright, I'm gonna be hopeful and go for the 23rd, which is a Monday.
There we go.
21st.
Someone's still got faith.
23rd, yeah. I have
So
faith.
the 24th is that Tuesday you're talking about, Willie. It's
Yeah, okay.
it's not the 31st, but it's the Tuesday before that. It's a good guess because
It's
they've
my
dropped,
guess. That was the first guess. Just saying that was me. Just put it
Yeah,
out there.
Shawkus. So Willie's copying Shawkus, and it's a great guess because that's the Steam patch,
yeah.
right? And so that's their last day to be able to get in that anything involving with that. But I'm gonna guess the 2 days after that, the Thursday.
So that's the 26th.
Either way, we all know it'll be the furthest they can push it realistically without
Absolutely.
having to admit
Without
that they
doubt.
have to push it past October.
I mean, it could be the 24th, but then it could still get delayed. I don't know. That might happen.
I feel like I feel like with the amount of nothing they've said, they're gonna not pick the day until they're real sure. And I think it's gonna come out in whatever state it's in, and they're gonna rush the patch like they've always kind of done.
Well, they don't have a choice, right? There's a date that they don't have a choice. Well, when is that date? Like, apparently,
The
to do with the
31st.
servers.
31st.
So the very first is the last day they can kind of release it.
It's
I mean,
early
they
access, bro. Doesn't matter.
They can go beyond it,
happens at
but then
day
then they've got to deal with contract bullshit, right? So the contract they agreed to is basically they want to launch by the 31st. They fully plan on launching before the end of October. But I want to give chat an opportunity. Everyone in everyone's chat, tell us what day you think it's
They're in
going
agreement.
to launch.
Actually,
They're
I don't.
doing 27th.
But if you're
when
wrong,
do you guys think it's
you
gonna happen?
have to gift a sub to one of the
Oh!
Ark streamers.
There it is.
That's
Go
your
on.
agreement. If you put in a
Capitan.
number, and you're saying this is the day and you're wrong, you
Like
got to
this.
gift a sub.
You have to
There
give
you
this
go.
up to all 5 of us.
No, just one. Just to the dude you're
Just
watching.
to me.
or
To
whatever.
me.
The
Yeah,
Just
that's-
shock it.
There you go.
It's gonna have them.
Everyone's a sharkist.
the 30th.
A lot of people in my chat actually said the 24th. Just it seems to be the most
Oh.
popular date.
In Mr. Dolphins, 27th, last day, 26th, 30th.
30th.
Just to be clear,
Uh,
when you say the
Chick, thanks
24th,
for
you mean
gifting,
this year, right? Just to
subscription
be
to the channel.
crystal clear.
No.
I give the Res App subs in my time.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
So are we
well,
concluding there then, boys?
Yeah, I think that's
Feels
it.
like it. Yeah.
I'm excited. I think we're all excited. Who's doing a subathon? Who's going to join me on this crusade?
I
No?
can't
Really?
commit.
Silence.
But I mean, who knows? Who knows? I know I'm going to be
That's
streaming
terrible.
until I want to take a nap. You know?
I am
So
afraid.
It may be 20 hours, maybe 40 hours, but who knows?
I'm afraid to take a day off. I really want to take a day off this time around, but I
I
know
need-
wildcard.
I gotta
I know
develop
Wildcard.
a crack addiction so I don't sleep for like 2 weeks or something like that. That's my plan.
You just need to completely and utterly screw up your sleeping schedule, and then that's all
Yeah.
you need to do. And did you? Is your? Yeah, I don't know how hard that is for you, but mine's is absolutely absurd most of the time, anyways.
Pretty
I'm on
much,
full
man.
DGen hours, so.
Yeah.
God, with all the Bob PvP in the beginning, it's just gonna. There's no way to sleep. How can you stop? It's gonna be
Right.
constant. I think I really hope they put out enough servers because otherwise, it's just gonna be millions of people on not quite enough servers. It's gonna be FUD. Just
They
constant.
might bring out more. They did do that a few times.
Yeah,
they
they
have
will.
done that.
They
Yeah,
done
they have done that.
Yeah.
Don't know how hard that is to do, but yeah, this is gonna be fun.
I'm sure they'll be
Absolutely.
ready to do that. Surely they won't let that slip.
All right, well, guys, thank you for having me on
Yeah,
the
man.
talk.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank
Been
you.
fun.
Stop by.
Yep.
Been insightful and all the rest of it. And I'll catch you guys in a bit.
Wicked.
Later, brother.
Nice to meet you, mate.
All right,
Bye.
thank you
Yeah,
for
nice
joining
meeting
us.
you. Bye.
All right, guys. Yeah, thank you everyone
There
for
we go.
coming.
Yep.
I
Cool.
See you guys
will
later. Ras,
Yeah,
I'll see you
we'll-
sooner than the other two.
That's it, man. Might see you unofficial.
Yeah, I
Watch
look
out!
forward to
Brass is
hearing
about!
what you choose.
Lucky doors,
hopefully
lucky
some
windows. I'm coming.
Hopefully, some people DM you, bro. If not, we know enough groups. I'm sure we could get you in a mega
wicked.
tribe.
Yeah,
Well,
hell yeah.
me and DMAC have a bet, and if he gets the bet correct, he joins me on official and gets to be tribe
man.
leader.
Ooh.
So
That's good.
if you want in on that action, you could be co-leader with DMAC for like the first week, or
Yeah,
until I
sweet.
kick DMAC out of tribe.
Supreme Leader Wrestling. There you go.
Yeah, that's it. Job done.
Well, guys,
wicked.
I will.
All right, thank you.
Thank
Yep,
you everyone
I'll
for
see you guys
coming. I
later.
hope we can win this again another time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Take care, guys. See ya.
Peace out.
Later.